Hi everybody, it's Sally from Sally Stampers. Thank you for joining me today. I'm going to apologise if my voice sounds very weak and funny. I'm getting over a cold. And would you believe I was just 3/4 of the way through filming this project when I had a coughing fit. So I've had to stop and start again, but you know, practice makes perfect and all. So I might not be talking as much as normal, and you might see me having a quick swig of water. I want to try and get this done without coughing, so I'm going to get on with it and start really quickly. This is my double Tealight treats, cute little lid that goes on top and then it opens up to have two little tea lights. Could make a lovely little table favour, a little thank you gift for someone, or you know, anything really, because it's really quite cute and it's quite dinky. As you can see, it measures under 2 inches in height, and it's 1 3/4 inches in a square as well. So anyway, let's get making it before I cough. So you need 2 pieces of cardstock that are 3 inches by 3 inches. That's 7 by 7 centimetres, and we're going to score both of them on all 4 sides at 3/4 of an inch. So I'm just going to go through and get all of them done. I found on my last one that I was, I think, talking too much, and that's what caused me to have my coughing fit, so I do apologise if we're a little quiet. So as we do with all boxes of any description, or any 3D projects really, I'm going to fold and burnish all of the score lines, and then the 4 corners we're just going to create little tabs by cutting wedges out of either side. And we're going to do that for both of these. Now again, when I did my first video of this, I did have one of these drawers made up ready, so I only had to do one. But of course, I was so far through the filming that I thought there's no point now. I'll just redo the whole thing. So having to do both of them this time, but never mind. And this is gorgeous Blackberry Bliss that I'm using, this cardstock. Just so pretty. Okay, so next up I need some clips here and one here, and my adhesive. You could use tar and tape if you wanted to. I find that wet glue is quicker for me in terms of getting it applied, etc., because it's a little bit long-winded when you're trying to do it on a tutorial. So I'm just going to pop those as they are. So that's one drawer made up, and then exactly the same for the other. Just gets a little bit fiddly with them being quite small, but once you've got the initial bit sort of stuck, as you can see, I'm just using one clip to hold both sides. Excuse me. So those are my 2 drawers made up, and I want to make my lid, and I'm afraid with my lid I'm going to have to use my trimmer. Now please don't worry, we are getting, or will be getting, some fantastic replacement for this trimmer. I don't know what it is yet, I've not been told, but I know it'll be fabulous because Stampin' Up stuff is fabulous, so don't worry, we will get something just as good. So for the lid, excuse me, just 1 second. I don't want to start coughing again. The lid is also 3 inches by 3 inches, which is 7 by 7, but we're going to score this one at 11/16 of an inch, and it's the very small mark just before your 3/4, and that works out to be about 1.3 centimetres. And again, we just do all 4 sides. Exactly the same that we did with the drawers. So we just fold and burnish those score lines, cut our tabs on the corners by cutting those wedges out. And if I am talking too quietly, you can always stick the subtitles on or head across to my blog that will have all of the measurements on there, and you will just need to follow my video then with the measurements written down. Okay, so I've got some pieces of DSP here. So the piece that you need for the lid is 1.5 by 1.5 inches, and that's 4 by 4 centimetres. And then, oops, the sides, these are 1.5 inches by 1/2 inch, or 4 centimetres by 1 centimetre. I love this DSP. It might look a bit dark and you might not be too sure about it, but once you get playing with it, trust me, it's fabulous. Okay, so I'm going to take the clips off those drawers now, pop one Tealight in there, and then grab my glue again for the lid, and do exactly the same again for the lid. So just pop the adhesive on, fold it in, and then use whatever clips. I mean, I've used proper full-sized washing pegs before now because I wanted something to set and hold, and I just didn't have anything good enough, so I used some normal washing pegs. Right, so there are my drawers. Adhesive on my grid paper. Let's get rid of that because it will just stick everywhere. Okay, so lid, drawers, so you're going to need a wrap, and this is 1 5/8 of an inch by 6 1/4, and that's 3.5 by 17.7 centimetres. I'm afraid I'm going to have to come back in with the trimmer. It's only because we have those awkward measurements. So on the long side we're going to score at 1.5, 3 1/16, and 4 5/8. And in centimetres that will be 4, 8.1 and 12.4. We're then going to fold and burnish those score lines, and then that's it, because that's your 4-sided box. And then you're going to need your candles and your tear and tape. And so decide which piece you want to be the front. I think that looks best as the front. So I want this one to go on the top, so I need to put adhesive on these 2 sides here. So I'm simply going to put my tear and tape, because this will be better for this project, and your candle will probably fall out. And then another bit across the bottom, and then all you're going to do is take your backing off. Come on. Oh crumbs, come on, thank you. Take the backing off your tear and tape, and adhesive on these 2 sides. I'm going to pop the first one on, and it's just going to sit there front level, And then as long as the top there sits level, there's the front part. So this one, again, this is where I'm going to have the front. This one will sit underneath. So when you open it out, I can see that my tear and tape needs to be on these two sides. So exactly the same again. Run some tear and tape across those two, and then you're going to stick this one down. I know I should use tweezers, I don't have any, and I can't be bothered to fight with anything today. You know when you just don't have that energy? Just use my take a pick tool. It would have made things a lot easier, wouldn't it? Right, and so now obviously this one needs to sit at the bottom, so I'm just going to line that one up there, and then this one will also just line up there, and there you have your cute little double Tealight treat. Take the clips off and pop my lid on, and then last but not least I need to decorate it with this gorgeous flower. So I've used the Perennial Essence Vellum and the beautiful floral essence stamp, and as you can see I've stamped this flower onto two pieces of vellum. Now I did this earlier because if you leave this if you stamp on this and punch it straight away, it will smear. If you leave it to dry, and believe me, this has been left a good 4 or 5 days, not intentionally, then it will dry and it won't smudge. And as you can see on this one, I've gone with 2 plain and 2 coloured ones, and I'm simply going to use my snail because I don't want to use too many glue dots because it will make it too high. And I just want to layer those two, then I want to layer those two, and then again in the centre of that one I want to layer this over that one. So we have that lovely image there. And then what I'm going to do is just grab my bone folder and work my way round, just curling those flowers up. So you get that lovely raised look, very slightly. And then I've got these beautiful floral centres, which I just think are so funny. They remind me a little bit of Minions. Don't know why, just because they're yellow and fluffy, I guess. Minions aren't fluffy, but they're yellow. And then you're just going to take the backing off of this, excuse me, and pop him in the centre, and then just a single glue dot on the back there, and just pop that on your lid, and there you have your Tealight treat. I hope you like them. Hope it's given you some ideas, and I hope to see you all again soon. Thanks for watching. Bye.